Hello Shoguns, my name is Alex and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. In the last video we managed to get through the entirety of Silphco, and now we can finally progress with the story. Now, this little cutscene happens right here after you get out of the building, and in hindsight I probably should have started recording when I was still inside of it, but, you know, we didn't really miss a lot. It's just Tracy here coming up to greet you, and he's basically saying, hey, why don't you go take on the gym now since Silphco is all, said and done. Which is actually where we're going to be spending a majority of this video. In fact, it was like barely 19 minutes when I did this whole gym right here, so I figured I may as well get a head start for the next video, which we'll do next week. But at least this is a decent gym. Well, it's a decent requirement for a gym because it relies on a Pokemon level like in Cerulean, which, thank God for that. I was about to lose it if I needed to get like 60 different species of Pokemon, and it was like, ugh, I don't want to go through that again. But anyway. So here I'm kind of finagling with the team, seeing who needs the most experience here. But really, it was mainly just between two members, Roxy and Levy. Sorry. And they have the move Crunch, which is, at this point, probably the strongest Dark-type move I have. Now, something that should be noted here is that I probably shouldn't say every, but most trainers here will have the Psychic type. So, anything that has anything to do with Psychic powers, like if they have the Psychic typing, obviously, then they're a shoo-in. But yeah. So the first opponent we have has a Slowbro, which is a really bulky Pokemon, all things considered, and probably one of the, I think it'd be one of the better ones. As the name would imply, it is very slow. It ain't winning any speed contests, but it does pack a good punch with stuff like Surf and Psychic, obviously, and it does have a bit more variety in terms of move pools and stuff like that. Now, the Pokemon that we're facing very, very briefly right now is Kadabra. Now, okay, so let me backtrack to the Slowbro line, because that's actually a bit more interesting. So, Slowpoke, which is the pre-evolution, right? That mon is also pretty damn slow, all things considered. But in the show, it actually had a pretty interesting method of evolving, which involved the thing around its tail. So that is a Shelter, actually, which is basically a clam, a Pokemon, but with a tongue sticking out. So, make that what you will. Now, I think I was just, well, actually, with with what I'm doing right here. I think I was just kind of confused on where the hell to go, because I think I tried, like, all 3 of those things, and it's like, okay, where the hell am I even supposed to go? Because I'm just backtracking. I'm stuck in one spot. Yeah, that's one thing I will kind of give this gym some crap for, because it can be a little bit confusing at times. It's a damn maze, essentially. But, you know, eventually, I do figure it out. So like, all's right with the world, I guess. So, anyway, back to Slowpoke though. So if a Shelder clamped onto its body, it would evolve into Slowbro. Well, in the like back during the Kanto saga, right? You had, well, it had to clamp on the tail. So it could turn into a Slowbro, and when it did evolve, Shelder technically merged with it. So it's like a symbiotic relationship there, right? Though if a Shelder did clamp onto the head, it would evolve into Slowking, which has a slightly different stats, but it still suffers from, like, the same problem that Slowbro has, where it's pretty slow. Though it's not quite as bulky, but it has a better special attack, which is pretty handy. I would love to use it, but I need to, like, so the way you get a Slowbro, right, is that you level it up. You level up a Slowpoke to level 37, right? But with Slowking, that is a trade evolution, but not just any trade evolution. You need to trade it while it's holding a specific item. In this case, a King's Rock, which I think has an added benefit of increasing critical hits, which is pretty neat, all things considered. But yeah, they aren't bad mons. It's just I don't really have a chance to use them too often. So, you know. Anyway, okay, so I guess I could talk about Kadabra, because, like, I was gonna talk about him, but, you know, I kind of got sidetracked. So, the thing about Kadabra is that he's probably the only member of the Abra line that you're probably ever gonna use, because if you want to get Kadabra to evolve into the much stronger Alakazam, then you have to trade for it. And, well, trading in today's modern Pokemon economy is not very it's not very like, I would say there isn't a lot of reason that you should do it, but, you know, that's just me. Because you need a Nintendo Switch online service, and, like, the service there is not very good. You need to trade with friends, and, well, it's not exactly. And you never know if the people are actually going to want to trade back. So, yeah, it can be a little, like, it's not what it used to be. And I would appreciate it if they actually fix that little conundrum there. But, you know, hold on a second. I need a swig. My throat's burning. Okay, I'm good. And sorry for the plane noise. It's just part of where I live, you know? Anyway, so you may be noticing that there are some charmers here as well with ghosts. Ghosts, I would argue, fall under the same kind of coin as psychics, where technically speaking, they're both mythical, ethereal, stuff like that. So I guess it makes sense. Plus, they can learn some psychic type attacks, like psychic or. Well, actually, I think no. Actually, a psychic and calm mind. I think they can learn it, but you know, I'm probably getting my facts all mixed up. So, you know. Excuse me. But we don't have very long before we get to Sabrina, the gym leader here. Now, so I want to say that her name was based off of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but do not quote me if it is or not, because I don't really know. I never looked into why she's named that way. So I could just be making something out of nothing, you know? But if you happen to know, please tell me. Now, Sabrina's team may look kind of intimidating, but really it's not that big of a deal. At least if you have the right moves and some decent bulk. But we'll get into some of the mons specifically when we actually get to her. But yeah, and a lot of the Pokemon here are just what you've seen before. Although we have not encountered any Drowsy or Hypnos, which honestly kind of a shame. They are one of the only other psychic types in the game. So, yeah, probably would have changed that. But I mean, to be fair, like if you have a Kadabra, then you're already going to be hitting pretty hard because I think it's like over. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that Kadabra's base special attack is like 100, maybe 110, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it shouldn't really matter all that much because, you know, you're hitting pretty hard regardless, you know? Oh, there's a Hypno. We felt naked for a minute there. Sorry. But, yeah, a lot of these Pokemon are pretty much what we've seen before, but I kind of felt like I needed to have this in here because it's technically part of the gym experience, which is why I kept a lot of this in, except for the next gym, which unfortunately we're not going to be getting in the next video, but the video after that. So yeah, and hey, now we can finally take on Sabrina, which there are aspects about this particular incarnation I like. I think that the color palette is nice. I like some of the whatchamacallit, some of the more psychic elements that are showing here, like when we eventually see her eyes. Though I will say that the shoes are a little bit weird, though. Sorry, mucus. Ugh. Now, I'm kind of not the biggest fan of her design in this. The actual uniform, the actual uniform itself. I'm not really a fan of that. Like, honestly, probably her best design would be her Gen 4 look. You know, where she had the tank top, or it wasn't that. It was a crop top with pants and bracelets and a short hairstyle like that. That was really cool for her. But anyway, so first things first. For her team, she has a Mr. Mime, which is part fairy, so you may want to be careful for a lot of elements here. But also, it has light screen and reflect, or maybe it has one or the other. I don't fully remember, but it can be pretty annoying to deal with, and it is fairly fast for what it is. But thankfully, she is going to be sending in Slowbro, and in hindsight, what I really should have done here was to send in Brute Root and get a Leech Seed off, or maybe even Toxic, because like, oh, well, that was different then. It's been a hot minute since I looked at this footage. I'm so sorry. But, as I was trying to say, Slowbro's defenses are very, very high. It is bulky as shit. So, yeah, it would be pretty advantageous to stall it if you can't knock it out in one shot. So, anyway, and here we have Jinx, which was a part of a trilogy for Kanto. The other two involved are Magmar, who we'll see later, and Electabuzz, which I don't think I've ever shown you guys, but anyway. Alright, now light screen's effects off, so special attacks are A-okay now. But yeah, Jinx just goes down like very, very easily. And now for her final Pokemon, which is Alakazam. Now, I would say that Mr. Mime is probably the worst of it because it can set up stall, and Slowbro is naturally bulky. But if you have something that is strong enough to knock it out, to knock him out in like one shot, you'll be good. Alakazam is also very, very strong and very, very fast. So you're probably not going to outspeed it. But if you have something like a Mega Horn on your team, like I do, then the Alakazam is like is basically nothing, right? But yeah, that is Sabrina, and like in Gen 1, she was a lot tougher because of the limited restrictions at the time, along with Psychics just being incredibly broken. But yeah, like as long as you have something that is very strong and can take a decent hit, then this version of Sabrina is practically a cakewalk. But of course, you would need to sort of match her levels, which is what I mostly did. Not quite, but still, point stands. Anyway, so here's why I think Sabrina in this particular game is pretty easy, and it's not just because of the levels and stuff. It's actually because of the movesets. Like, I think only like one of them has 4 moves, which is the max total for any number of Pokemon, right? I think Alakazam only had like 2, which isn't much to work with at all, but hey, it is the most powerful psychic type in the game that isn't Mewtwo, and with the most powerful psychic type move. So, so who am I to argue, right? But, yeah. So it wasn't exactly terribly long, but I did figure that I would get that I would have a bit of a head start for the next video, which we will explore Cinnabar Island. But in order to get there, you need to go to Kanto and surf south from it, which like thank God that the anime didn't follow this logic. but this is actually okay. So for a while, I've been waiting to get to this particular trainer for a long time because she has an elemental punch for us. But we just have to beat her first, which shouldn't be that hard. I think most of her team is fighting type anyway, and we have a pretty hard-hitting fairy type on our team, so yeah. and the move that she will grant us is Ice Punch, and I kind of need this for Tina because it can be an out to ice types, along with some grass types. Now is Tina the most optimal Pokemon to use this particular move on? Probably not. I personally would, well, like, for a better time, I would recommend that you use either Nidoking or Nidoqueen. Maybe Hitmonchan if you want to do that too. But personally, the Nidos are going to be your best bet with this particular move. Tina was on here because I wanted to use a Rhydon on a team for a long time, but I just couldn't figure out which one to do it with, and after this playthrough, I can kind of see why a lot of people probably wouldn't use it, and it's not because of it's not because of well, actually, what was I gonna say? Crap. Rhydon can hit really hard. It's just slow and kind of frail. Now, there is an evolution for it, of course, but that is a trade evolution, which is something I don't have access to, and more than likely, it the thing that actually enables that is in the post game, which I don't really play all that often. In fact, the only a post game that I do play is technically Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because like come on, if you play a Johto game, you have to do Kanto. It is an unspoken rule. If you play that, then you have to do the other half, right? Am I wrong? Where's the lie? But anyway, now I have a move that I wanted on the team for a long time. As soon as I can actually, actually get there and do it. It is a really good move, for what it is. it is base 75 power, but it will hit a lot of the time. And here I was trying to figure out which particular move I should get rid of, and in the end I chose to get rid of Drill Run. It served me well, but I also got Dig on hand, and it can actually hit for the same amount, but, you know. Oh yeah, and off screen I also got Dragon Pulse, which I decided to teach to Roxy, so that way I can avoid the drawback of Outrage. You know, if she ever decides to go up against a dragon type, which is not very often, but you know, just in case, it is pretty good to have. Oh, and I do battle most of these guys off camera. I want to say before next video, I want to say that, but I don't fully remember. So, oh wait, but there was this one dude. It was right over here, I think. Yeah, there he is. Like, I just wanted to get on that island so I can grab the ball, and it's so close to the island. But thankfully, I just edited that fight out. It wasn't anything special, and I just wanted to really get a move on. But yeah, you know, see that? You see that? I was right there. But unfortunately, we have a problem in the city, so we cannot enter the gym right now. Okay, we cannot enter it because it's locked. We need a key for it. And the only way that we're going to get a key is by going through the mansion that is on the island. It's just in the upper left corner. But I can explain a lot more about it in the next video, and what else I do there. So I guess I'll have to say that for next week. So, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and if you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Until next time, Social Goons, remember, reach for the stars.